Good day, everyone. Welcome back to our English class. Last time, we discussed the use of the dictionary, thesaurus, and online resources. For this week's episode, we have technical terms used in research. And this topic or lecture is included in Region 4A Calabarzon's Learner's Packet or LEAP. For the most essential learning competency, we are going to learn how to distinguish technical terms used in research. There are many questions that need answers. Research can help to formulate answers and solutions from the simplest to the most complicated topic. In having a research, we are going to answer the why and the how. Research is a process of systematic inquiry that entails collection of data, documentation of critical information, and analysis and interpretation of that data or information in accordance with suitable methodologies set by specific professional fields and academic disciplines. Research is a systematic and scientific process of gathering and investigating information to generate answers to questions or to develop, define, and expand a body of knowledge. Research is conducted to evaluate the validity of a hypothesis or an interpretive framework, to assemble a body of substantive knowledge and findings for sharing them in appropriate manners, and to generate questions for further inquiries. At this point, let us focus on the technical terms used in research. One of the most important terms used in research is abstract, a clear summary that shows the important contents of the study. It is usually found in the beginning of the article. On the next two slides, I am going to give you an example of an abstract. As I read this sample, all you have to do is to jot down the important points included in this abstract. And as you go through with your own abstract, you have to indicate also the same important points that should be found in the abstract. Here we go. This research aimed to determine the effects of electronic cigarette to the health of the users. This is important to a lot of smokers who are already addicted to smoking. This research will provide the information if the electronic cigarette is safer to use than the traditional way of smoking. To gather the needed data, different references were used, such as books, magazines, newspapers, and the internet. An interview with 10 respondents, which includes students, vendors, salesmen, and bystanders, was also done to ask their experiences in using the AC or electronic cigarette. In this part of the abstract, the purpose or reasons why conducting this research is essential. You have also to mention its importance. And on the last part of the first paragraph of your abstract, you have to mention what your research can provide to your readers. You also have to write on your abstract your methodologies. You have to indicate your references and also the method of gathering your data, who your respondents are, and how these things have been done. Another term used in research is data. Data refer to the facts, statistics, figures, or evidences collected during the study. There are different ways on how to present your data, and one of the most common and most effective is the use of a chart. In this given example, on what kind of pet do you own, we have 11 pet owners who owned a cat. And the least number of pet owners, 4, owned rabbit. In using chart, the readers can visually figure out your data. Another term is variables. These are properties or characteristics of people, things, or situations that change or vary. When we talk about variables, we have to consider the two kinds. First, independent variable. Second, dependent variable. In an independent variable, the variable that is changed and controlled in an experiment to test the effects on the dependent variables. And for the dependent variable, it is the variable that is being tested. Let us have this example. The length of student's sleep affects his test scores. In this given example, the independent variable is the length of sleep. On the other hand, the dependent variable is the test scores. Let us have this one. The difference between how man and woman defines love. In this given example, the dependent variable is the gender, the man and the woman. On the other hand, the dependent variable is their definitions of love. Another term used in research is what we call the proposition. It is the statement that expresses relationship between concepts. Let us say, for example, relationship between playing mobile games and players' behavior. Another one is a conceptual framework. It is an interrelated concepts put together by relevance. Let us take note of this given example. We have here 3 independent variables. We have the stress, sleep disorder, and troubled adolescence. This might be the independent variables affected by the dependent variable, which is depression. Another term used in research is assumption. It is the basic principle that is assumed to be true and from which a conclusion can be drawn. Let us have this example. The plasma from the blood of the COVID-19 patients is a potential cure for the infection. This is still in the process of study and investigation and anticipated to contribute a big help to solve the problem on COVID-19 because the plasma from the blood of the recovered patients develop antibodies that might help fight the infection. Another term used in research is the target population. the set of individuals or objects with common characteristics selected for a research study. Let us say, for example, the doctors and nurses are target population for the research topic, the difficulties encountered by health workers during pandemic. Another term used in research is sampling. The process of selecting sample from the target population to represent the entire population. The diagram shows that out of 15 people, there are 5 who represent the total number of population. Another term is analysis, the method of sorting, organizing, and interpreting data to answer research questions and to draw inferences. Looking at this chart, using data as of August 10, the number of new cases per day started to go up around late May and June, and continued to rise in July, with the highest one-day count so far at 4,002 recorded on July 27. Lastly, we have paradigm. This is a set of assumptions and perceptual orientations shared by members of the research community. This also includes the research method employed in the research. In this given example of a paradigm, we have here the input, the transformation, and the output. For the input, we have the planning, or the preliminary diagnosis, the data gathering, the feedback of results, and action planning. And these revolve around the unfreezing stage. And for the transformation, this is where action took place. We have the learning processes, the action planning, and the action steps, which is considered to be the changing stage. And lastly, we have the output or the results, the changes in behavior, the data gathering measurement, which is considered to be the rephrasing stage. You are now familiar with the technical terms used in research, and you are now ready to accomplish your written task. You have to answer activity 1 to 5 on your learning activity sheets and your quiz number 2 on your Google form. The link is sent on your group chat. Don't forget to accomplish your English notebook or your journal for your reflection. This is now what you have to accomplish on your performance task. In relation to the lesson and activities on research terms, explain their importance to making research by interpreting the image below. We have here knowing research terms, making a research. Let me leave you with a quote written by Mark Twain. The secret of getting ahead is getting started. That's all for today. Happy learning and keep safe, everyone.